Wake up, Jacob. Just want to share the latest on the food stamp crisis for some, those who are on it. I was looking at this, and this was in the Inquirer, and of course, this being December, they're going to have something Christmas related or whatever. It says, as we know, The Grinch is a cartoon. So is the Trump administration's view of life in America. In this cartoon version, everyone has access to well-paying full-time jobs that can support a family. Those jobs are plentiful, even for those who lack education, transportation, and skills, or have a criminal record. In this cartoon country, the only people who don't take advantage of this prosperity are just too lazy and prefer to live dependent on the largest of the federal government. The new rule will face bipartisan rejection when the latest farm bill was drafted. Targets able-bodied adults under 50 without children. It will more strictly enforce the requirement that recipients of the SNAP work 20 hours per week. That requirement has until now been subject to waivers that states can receive, relaxing those requirements, especially when unemployment is high. In states without these waivers, people can receive food stamps for no more than 3 months during a 36-month period. This change has been made even though more than 140,000 people submitted comments to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, most of them overwhelmingly negative, according to the New York Times. It is expected to cut $5.5 billion from the program over the next 5 years. So basically a billion bucks a year. Two additional pending rules will cut even more and leave millions without benefits. Cutting spending from the food stamp program is a perennial governmental exercise. Past attempts have included drug testing and restrictions on what can be purchased with food stamps. A particular odious attempt that surfaced from the Trump administration's last year was the idea of harvest boxes that would ship boxes of food to people in need. The poorest of the poor will be most affected by this change, and many of those are in Philadelphia, according to the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities. The average income of those likely to be most affected is just 18% of the poverty line. The average SNAP benefits are $165 a month, despite broad public support for the program and research that the program is efficient, helps lift people out of poverty, and returns spending back into the local economies, and demonizing those in need continue. Even after welfare was eliminated in 1997, the myths of welfare dependency have continued. Those myths represents a failure to imagine lives of struggle, of what it means to have a hard time making ends meet, or to juggle complicated lives that may involve caring for parents and other dependents while lacking transportation to get to jobs that pay little and have irregular hours. That is a reality that exists. Despite a strong job market and low unemployment, we should respond to that reality with help like job training and other supports. But helping people apparently belongs in another cartoon world where fellow citizens being denied basic nutrition amid plenty is a condition that no one would tolerate. Okay, that's the end of that particular article. Now we know if we go and we Google there's a lot of headlines. Okay, this is TikTok recklessness, Team Trump's food stamp cuts, and the rise of cosmic crisp. I don't know. It's something I'm not looking at all through. Hundreds of thousands are losing access to food stamps. New York Times. Trump administration tightens work requirements for SNAP, which could cut hundreds, probably hundreds of thousands. USDA says strong job report supports cutting food stamps. Yahoo Finance. So, and the list goes on and on and on, guys. It's in there. So, here's the thing. If we look at it, and you are someone dependent, okay? Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not poo-pooing anybody on food stamps or government assistance or anything like that. I grew up on it, okay? I'm not on it now, but I grew up on it. And it was needed. But here's the problem. The problem is depending on it, okay? When you depend on it and it gets cut off, look what happens. You're unprepared. You're depending on that handout. You're not self-sufficient, and that's the danger. That is the extreme danger. So there's going to be a lot of people When that EBT card doesn't work anymore, I mean, what are you going to do? Okay, that's going to be that's a microcosm of what can actually happen. You know, if the fit hit the shan. That. Think about it. If food stamps get cut off, and other public assistance get cut off, and if water gets cut off, and if trucks stop going to stores get cut off, what if and you say, well, or there's a power outage, or there's an economic collapse, or whatever. Just being self-sufficient is the key. Okay, it at least give you a chance. At least your probability of surviving the onslaught goes up if you're self-sufficient. Okay, so we got to understand, when we are just attached to the system and completely woefully dependent on the system for everything, as the curses say, in want of all things, you know, we're going to be in huge trouble. Okay, we're going to have to. Shalom, Frank Robinson and Freedom Speaks will be forced to come together. Shamey has to come. Yeah, it is absolutely. See, I was looking at a couple of videos, and it mentioned a couple things that we already talk about, that, you know, you're going to need each other, okay? They talk about, I mean, we talk about the basics, right? You're going to need food stores and food preps. You're going to need, learn how some basics, some first aid, things like that, because people get sick, and germs can take out a whole lot of people. And infections and things like that can take out a whole lot of people. You have that. Obviously, you need self-defense. You need to know how to do that. Of course, you need guns and ammo. You need water, purified water, you know, running water. You're going to need shelter. You're also going to need each other. Why? Because as one person, you can't know everything, and you can't do everything, and you can't be on guard 24 hours a day by yourself. You're going to need one another. And that's the thing I think people are going to miss, okay? Because what's going to happen when desperation sets in, then people, they turn into marauders, okay? They turn into marauders. You want to be the only person on the block. It's like my brothers last night, you know, Brother David, Brother Kristen are talking about, you want to be the only person on the block with lights on in your house or in your apartment? You don't want that. So, guys, it's going to get bad. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get bad. You know, sorry about the live stream yesterday. It was going pretty good, but you know, I'm on the road, I'm driving, and you know, sometimes signals get spotty and stuff, and you know, so it was going in and out, and just gets bad. You know, I don't think people really think it's coming. Yeah, I absolutely, I 100% agree with you. You want to know why? Because so many people have been saying it for a long time. There's some people been prepping. They've been prepping for the past 20 years, and you have others saying, well, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. And that's why you hear me say something that you know, some of us are going to have a supreme paradigm shift. Like, for instance, if tomorrow your dollar does not work, if they just say, nope, dollar collapse, it doesn't work, you know how many people are going to panic? That's an extreme paradigm shift. Like, what? What do you mean my money doesn't work? What do you mean you don't accept this? But since we haven't lived it, since we haven't been in that, you know, they can't believe this great. Yeah, they can't believe. Yeah, exactly. And you gotta look at. I mean, Germany had a collapse. Venezuela had a collapse. We had a collapse in the Great Depression. Okay, every empire can fall. Every empire can fall. Period. Every empire can fall, and we just happen to be in a place. First time connecting, love your last video, cutting the snap means less people shop and it slows down the food shortage. Yeah, I hear you. I'm telling you guys, it's getting bad out there. And like the last commenter had said, you know, most people don't believe it's gonna happen. You know, most people don't believe it's not gonna happen. Just like those, I mean, it's the same thing. You can take it biblical, because most people don't believe, you know, second coming. Most people do not believe it's been 2,000 years and he ain't come back yet. But anyway, that's another topic. But I'm just saying, when you get used to something for so long, you can't imagine it any other way. And that's how people are right now. They cannot imagine. They cannot imagine going to the tap and the water is not, you know, the water doesn't run. I mean, if you pay the bill, obviously. They can't. Shalom, Brother Stockton. Shalom. They can't imagine that. They can't imagine that. What do you mean it doesn't work? Okay? Unless you lived, you know, in a power outage or the water went back. There was a water ban. There was like 2 or 3 water bans when I was in Corpus Christi, Texas. Okay, like-minded people. You can build small communities. Start simple. Say, yeah. Actually, you can do that. That's what on my on this channel at the top right there. If you go to the channel page, it says TBIC. That's me and 5 brothers decided to come together, and move together near one another. Okay, I can imagine the scoffing that Noah received. Yeah, he was a preacher like 100 years. Yeah, 100 years is like there's no rain. What do you mean it's gonna rain? What do you mean it's gonna rain? So freedom speaks. What I was saying is that you can do it, brother. You can do it. You can definitely do that. You just find some that are like minded. You can do that because that's exactly what we decided to do. Now it didn't end with just the 5. It just started with the 5 of us. But and more to come. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell by the I'm sorry. I couldn't see the thumbnail because it's really really tiny. But I'm sorry, sister. Forgive me for that. I'm sorry. Sorry, sister. But yeah, absolutely. But that's what happened with us. We just 5 brothers, we're Torah keepers. We're Messianic. We're Torah keepers, and we just decided we're gonna get together. We're gonna get together and mutually assist each other. We're basically a mutually assisted group. We're not some church or anything like that, but we are a Messianic mag. Basically, that's what we are. Raising up our families and helping protect one another and sharing skills and sharing resources, all things in common. So you can do it too, sister. Absolutely, you can do it too. I won't ask you, where you are and all that. What if you don't mind? You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer if you don't want anyone to know. But what state are you in? What state do you live in? So, but it's gonna get crazy out there. It's gonna get wild. And it's gonna be the wild, wild west out there, and people just don't see it. Denver. Okay, I got you. Denver, Colorado. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm over near there. I'm out in Arizona right now. But I mean, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm just here for now. Over in Arizona right now. So just gotta take care of some stuff. Florida, but it would not be a good place. When this happens, it's only one way out. Absolutely. You're on that peninsula over there. Just one way out on that peninsula, for real, Florida. Plus, you gotta also consider natural disaster. Same for me. I'm just here for now. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, we're just here for now. Oh, are you? Do you have a husband? I'm not trying to make a move or anything like that. But do you have a husband? Freedom speaks. Or are you trying to do this by yourself? Because there's a lot of resources. I asked because there's a lot of resources. Okay, you're single. Okay, no problem. All right. There's a lot of resources. Well, yeah, there's a lot of resources, and there's a lot of people who are trying to get together. A lot of men are trying to get together and decide if they want to live in close proximity with one another. Is the reason why I asked. So I was going to just tell you to have your husband email me. Email me. So, but yeah, it's gonna get a little crazy, and I think sustainability, being self-sufficient, that is what's gonna help you. That's what's gonna help you. And like I said, hey, you have the Most High, and you prepare yourself, kind of like Noah, and his ark. We still got work to do. Yeah, you believe in God, believe He can deliver us and stuff like that, but you still got work to do. Okay, you still got to move your feet. You still gotta, He saved Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah, but Lot had to leave. He saved Noah, but Noah had to build the ark. You get what I'm saying. You got to do something. So you definitely, you got to think of all those things. Think of the key things that it's going to take to survive. Food, water, shelter, security, medicine, at least first aid. Yeah, it's hard when that's why you need people. It is hard when you don't make a lot of money. That's why you want to have the all things in common model. And also you want to remember, sometimes if you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. Work on skills. Do you have a lot of skills? Things like that. There's people, if someone, they may have a background, some kind of medical background of some sort. Anything that helps. Anything that some people can work on big equipment, heavy, tractors and things like that. Anything that can help. Carpentry. Anything that can help. Any type of skill, any kind of marketable skill that can help you and a group, okay, at large. Things like that. So, garden, build. Exactly. That is valuable. Okay, that is. Do you have kids too, or is it just you? Because that skills like that is that you can sew, cook, clean, can, uh, butcher, raise animals, things like that. Okay, just you. Okay, no problem. But those skills, okay, those type of skills, those things are marketable. Okay, those things are marketable. So, and I tell you what, let's see. Let me see if I have. Let me put my. Let me go here and put the email address. If you want, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want, you can just email me. Let me just put it there and you can see it. I'm gonna put it in there right now. Perfect handmade, absolutely. Perfect handmade, exactly. So definitely look at the video on handmaids and things like that because we're talking biblical. So I'm putting in the email address right now so you can see it. Okay, I just did. Also, let me ask you: are you in the faith? Are you in the faith? That's what I want to know. If you are in the faith, Freedom Speaks. Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 Yeah, and the reason I ask that is that if you if you become a part of if you want to be a part of a group in any group that's that just in the faith, they're going to be weary. I mean, I would too. I'll just be honest. I would too. They're going to be weary allowing someone who's not in the faith because you're not going to share the same values. You're not, you don't honor the Torah. I mean, basic stuff like, thou shalt not steal. People want to know, we got to understand, we're going to live with each other. I'm not stealing from you. You're not stealing from me. Basic stuff like that. I wouldn't want to be with a brother who don't understand thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay, I'm not gonna touch your wife. You're not gonna touch my wife or wives. Whatever. So that you got to be like. That's where we get to like-minded. That's why I asked that. It's got to be like-minded. But there are some groups out there that are like looking for people, and if people are willing to share their skills, even if they don't have a ton of money, if they're willing to share their skills, okay, then you go from there. And that's another. I mean, making clothes and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of skills. That's a lot. That's what I think a lot of people need to do. Like if you're stuck in a situation for the moment, while you there, get your skills, enhance your skills. Look at some videos, buy some materials, and do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna sew or whatever the case may be, if you're gonna learn how to can or you're gonna learn how to various food preps or something, you're going to dehydrate food, and whatever the case may be, however it can help the group as a whole work on those skills, like you said, building, gardening, sewing, food preparation, preservation, stuff like that. Absolutely, absolutely, all kind of marketable skills like that. So people are definitely looking for that. But it goes right back to, we are gonna are you part of the sister chat? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. If Brother Frank Stockton wanted to know if you were part of the sister chat, that's another way, because the sisters can because the sisters encourage one another and stuff like that. So I'll try to get you in touch with some of the sisters. Do you follow the other channel, Following Yeshua? Do you follow the Following Yeshua channel, Freedom Speaks? Because I want to see how familiar you are with us. No, just okay. Understood. Okay. So let me get you in contact, with some sisters. Get you in contact with some sisters and stuff. Just email me. Identify yourself, that way I know it's you. And let me get you in contact with some sisters so you can kind of build. Because sometimes being in isolation, you feel alone, things like that. You're like, man, there's no other sisters like me, or stuff like that. Want to serve the Most High and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Just do that. Let me get you in touch with some sisters and stuff like that to kind of, help you and help build you and edify you, Just like the iron sharpens iron, hey, that go for the sisters too. So appreciate that, brother Frank Stockton. Appreciate that. And see, that's another brother, Frank Stockton, Freedom Speech. He's another brother who's going to go along with that. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, he's another brother who wants to kind of move with the brethren and stuff like that. So definitely, definitely. So anyway, at any rate, I just want to remind everyone that the time is coming. The time is coming. Shalom, shalom, Brother Rivera. The time is coming where you're going to have to depend on one another in a small group, right? Because the masses are not going to be there. They are going to spoil you, okay? They're going to spoil you for everything that you got, okay? They're going to come after you for everything that you have, and they're going to take advantage of you, okay? Period. They're going to take advantage of you if you're not ready and you don't want to be at the mercy of everyone else. You don't. You don't want to be at the mercy of everyone else. Right now, like the brothers were just talking about last night, right now, this is called the opportunity. This is your opportunity to get prepared. This is your opportunity to get the skills that you need. This is your opportunity to amass the resources and the materials that you need. This is the opportunity right now. Because there's some things on the horizon. You should feel grateful that you have time, okay? That we have some kind of time to do something. Some type of time. Okay? That's all I'm saying, guys. Time is growing short. All I can say for myself is that I wish I would have started a long time ago. I really wish I did. I wish I would have been thinking this way when I was in my 20s. I would have diverted my money in a completely different area. I wish I would have. This is what I'm saying. So we all got to get a sense of urgency. We do. We got to get a sense of urgency. All right? So, but anyway, we'll see what's going on with some of the sisters and everything. They don't just put everybody on the chat or whatever. They want to make sure, everyone's like-minded and things like that. Because they do purge out anyone who's not, who's not of the faith and the walk, who believes what we believe and things like that. So that's one of the things we just want to remember. So anyway, public assistance going down the drain. Biometric technology, voice command technology, facial recognition technology, the chipping everybody. You have all these different things coming down the pike, and like I said in the other video, it's coming in nice and subtle, and we're just adjusting, and we're just adapting to it. We're just assimilating to everything that's coming down the pike until one day they're springing on you. Can't buy or sell unless you acquiesce. You get dependent on the system. Okay, we can't give you this unless you do that. That's what's going to happen if you're dependent on the system. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. What say you? Israelite Prepper.